What's up guys, Bearded Jeeper here, and today we're going to attempt to add keyless entry to the no-name Jeep. Alright guys, so I picked up this Omega Pro line little kit off of Amazon. I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to do this mod. But it comes with two little wireless key fobs and the control panel that we'll need to wire up here, and both the 3 and the 4 pin wiring harnesses. So it comes with everything you need except maybe some connectors depending on how you want to wire it up. We're going to attempt to wire this up, and I'll show you what wires you need to splice in and how to do it coming up next. So the first thing you want to do is there's a cover on here on your light. This is in the middle of the Jeep here. You pop this out. Then there's 2 screws up in here. Mine's already been removed, so this wire wouldn't be hanging down to be plugged in. But you're gonna want to remove these 2 screws here, and then you're gonna slide it forward and pull it down, and then disconnect those 2 connectors. Those connectors go right into this board here. So you're gonna take that down, and this is the wiring we're gonna need to splice into in order to get our new system all wired up. So the first thing you want to do when you get this off the Jeep is you're going to remove 2 screws, one here and then there's one up here. This will pull this circuit board out, so let's get that done. Alright, and you just give that a slight pull and it'll come right out, and we won't be needing this anymore. Right, now once you get the old board removed, you're going to take your new unit and place it in here. You're going to want to get some double-sided tape or something and put it on the back and mount it into place. For the video purposes and so you guys can see what I'm doing better, I won't mount this quite yet. We'll get it wired up and I'll mount it after. So I segregated the wires that you'll need. You ignore this little 3-pin connector here. That's for your overhead light there. But on this bigger connector, you're going to want to find the pink wire, the black wire. There's a light blue wire with a red stripe going down it, and then a darker blue wire. You want those 4 wires. So I'm going to go ahead and wire it up, and then I'll show you so you can make sure you wire it right and get the right wires connected. Alright, we got all the wires hooked up that we need to hook up. I spliced them together. There are a bunch of different ways you can connect wires. I'm not the greatest at connecting wires, but I did my best. I actually got some tips from Rocky over at Rocky XTV. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, go over there right now and subscribe. But here's some tips from Rocky.
So, connecting wires. Nothing real complicated. A couple different ways you can do this. You can solder. You can use quick connectors. Butt connectors. Use some actual crimpers. Don't use pliers. But never use these screw-on cap type things when you're working on a vehicle. So like you saw, there's tons of ways that you can connect wires, but my tip would be using dielectric grease. This cuts down on your corrosion. And then heat shrink over top of it. This is good to do even with your quick connections. A little bit of dielectric grease. Put your connections together and then slide on your heat shrink. And then make sure you use the right size wire for the right job, whether it be some tiny 18 gauge like this, some slightly bigger 8 gauge like this, even bigger 4 gauge like this, or some gigantic 0 gauge just like this. So those are my tips. Thanks for checking them out.
Thanks for those tips. Those are going to be really helpful in order to be able to splice these wires together and make sure it's a strong connection. Let's start with the 4-pin connector. You're going to ignore the blue and green wires from the 4-pin connector. The ones you're going to need are this red one with a fuse coming out of the 4-pin white connector is going to go to the pink wire. in your original unit here. Then the black wire is going to go to one of the other black wires. There's a couple black wires, but all you need is one of either one will work. So just those two, ignore the other two. Then you're going to take your dark blue wire and you're going to attach it to the dark blue wire on your wiring harness. The dark blue is your unlock, and then the green, which is your lock, will go to, there's a blue wire with a red stripe here. So once you get all those connected, you're going to be all set to go. Now you do have to program this, but I'm going to show you how. So once we got this all set and wired up to program your little remotes that it comes with, there's a little hole in here and it has the set switch. So you press that, you wait for it to beep like that, you press the lock button, it'll beep, unlock button, it'll beep twice. Now if you want to program your second remote at the same time, before it's done you press it again, it'll beep twice now, and then you do the same thing on your other remote. And now we wait a couple of seconds, it will beep rapidly a few times, and that will let us know it's all set. Alright, it's all set, so let's try out our remotes. I'm just going to take these command strips and attach our little black box back up in here, and we will be all set and good to go. Now you may notice I'm wearing a different shirt. It's been a couple of days. I ran into an issue when wiring this up. It wasn't an issue with the actual unit, more as a fuse. So let me show you what that issue was in case you come across the same problem. Inside the passenger door, you have this fuse panel, and this top one, try to get my finger in here, this top one right there, that 25 amp one, that one I was missing, so I wasn't even having the door locks with my the normal doors. So if you don't have that, it won't work. So check that if you're having problems. I just wanted to show you real quick, I have the control module all mounted up. Use those command strips, they work great. If I ever need to take it off, I just can peel them off. Got the wiring here cleaned up a little bit. Gonna tuck the rest of it up in the thing itself, and I will reinstall this head panel. Just like that, everything's reinstalled and looks like it just came from the factory that way. Guys, that's it. All I have to do now is wrap some electrical tape around the wiring just to kind of clean it up a little. You can do it however you want. Put some wire loom around it. Whatever makes most sense for you, but that's how you wire it up. Super simple. It's like 4 wires and you'll have keyless entry. Now I didn't mention why you may want to do this. Well, one of the reasons that you may want to do this is because, like my Jeep here, it didn't come with keys, so I had to, instead of rekeying all the doors, I got a new ignition cylinder for the ignition, and just to have that ability to lock and unlock my Jeep, I installed this quick little remote, so then I can still lock and unlock it with the key fobs. I recommend programming both remotes just in case you lose one or leave one in the Jeep, you can still get into your Jeep. Another reason maybe yours stopped working, or the Jeep you got didn't come with keyless entry. This is a quick, easy way to reinstall, this is a quick, easy way to install keyless entry in your Jeep. And if you were to go to a junkyard and buy the programmer and stuff, you can do it that way, but it's more expensive, and you can even have a key fob programmed at the dealership, but I think that's like $100, so in my opinion it's really not worth it. Now I'll post a link down below in the description to where you can buy this if you want to check it out. If you have any issues whatsoever, leave them in the comments below, send me a message. I'd be more than willing to give you a hand trying to get this to work in your Cherokee. I only found that one issue with my fuse, but other than that, I wired it up no problem. This should only be a half-hour or so job. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, share it, send it to everyone who you think might need this in their Cherokee. This works in the I think it's 96 to 01 Cherokees. I'm not sure about the older ones. I think it's a little bit different. So if you have a 96 to 01 Cherokee, this should work for you. So give it a shot, and if you have any questions, let me know. As always guys, stay bearded, stay Jeepin'. I'm out.